All right, so it's your two favorite hosts, Jeff and Denzel. We're back. Today, what we're going to do is pick our top 5 favorite rappers of our personal taste. And then after that, we'll probably discuss like a Mount Rushmore, like people who everybody says is super dope and like paved the way for the game. So, all right, who do we got for your first pick?
I'm gonna go with Nas. Dope Queens rapper. Done a lot for hip hop. Still making music. Very inspirational rapper.
That's a fact. He was one of the first people to actually create an album with a whole bunch of different producers, too.
Yeah, no, they weren't doing it like that back then.
No, not at all. And I mean, hey man, if they have your sound and they have your options, you know what I mean? Take it.
Right, yeah.
I think my first pick is going to be somebody, he's passed away. Honestly, he overdosed, and I overdosed the same day that he did. I mean, thankfully I made it, but sadly he didn't, and that's Mac Miller. Just because of how positive his music is, his messages are always so positive.
Yeah, no, he makes great music.
Yeah, oh yeah, and he got better and better as time went on.
Like a fine wine.
Like he got way better as time went on. Because, God, I remember in high school, I used to think, don't laugh at me for this one, I used to think Chris Webby was better than him.
Oh, man.
Dude, I'm ashamed of that.
That's no.
That's a super big L. It's a super big L.
Chris Webby.
Yes.
I forgot that guy existed.
Bro, leave me alone, dude. Leave me alone.
It's alright, people have their taste, especially, when you're, younger.
Yeah, that was not a good one. That was not a good, like imagine being a sports team and me having to draft one or two of them, and I draft Chris Webby instead of Mac Miller.
So I'm assuming he's not going on the top 5.
He's not going on any list.
That's a shame.
Played out, and he sounds just like so many other like white rappers with the squeaky voice and the fast rapping that just like I can't vibe to that, you know what I mean?
It's understandable.
So, who we got for number 2?
Probably gonna go with Big L.
Damn, you stole mine.
Definitely another good choice.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, he doesn't have a whole lot of work. It's a shame.
Yeah, it's because his twin brother had beef with some people, and he was walking down the streets of Harlem, and they shot him instead of his twin brother. And then his twin brother ends up getting shot, I think, less than a week later.
Damn.
Yeah. Like, that was a huge loss for music. Like, he could have killed it. He could have he'd still be killing it.
Probably right up there with the Jay-Z.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude's rhyme schemes were crazy. His lyrics were impeccable. Like, he is a top tier rapper, regardless of the fact that he has a small discography. I agree with you that he has like top tier talent. So, my second one, probably. So right now, I'm on the wave of this underground rapper from Cincinnati, and his name's Tristan Edison. TE is his rap name for short.
So is that going to be your number 2?
Yeah, honestly, right now. His song's been on repeat for a minute. Because, like, think about it. Nobody's coming out of Cincinnati, Ohio, for one.
They have a few artists. You'd be surprised.
I mean, like Kid Cudi's from Cleveland, but I mean, Cincinnati's just kind of, it just seems quiet to me with the rap scene.
You definitely don't hear a lot, but
no, and he's just starting to blow up. You know what I mean?
right.
Like that's a big thing for me. It's like I try to catch him right as they're blowing up.
Before they already put out 3 albums and everybody.
Yeah, like how Josh and I were on the Migos in 2011, 2012.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I did not like them when I first heard them.
Nah, like I said, exactly like that. And then they blew up. You know what I mean? Straight blew up.
That damn Versace shit.
Yeah, nah, that's not one of my favorite songs, but trapping out the house with the boards on the window bando.
Okay.
Who you got for your third?
That's a good question. This is tough. 5 is not enough.
Oh, no, I know. That's the fun in this. That's the super fun in this.
Because I don't want to give it to somebody who I might not want to have it later, but fuck it. What about Earl Sweatshirt?
Dude, oh, yeah. Super underrated. Incredibly underrated. His alliterations are unbelievable.
What's called Earl?
His alliterations are, I don't know really that I've heard anybody rap like him outside of MF Doom. Like that's the only other person that I could think of that raps with the vocab that matches and flows so well together, other than him and Doom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd have to say that he was probably definitely an inspiration for his style. You can definitely hear it.
Oh, had to be. He had to be. So my third.
Number 3.
That's gonna be a tough one for me.
It's only gonna get harder.
Oh yeah, I know. Especially once we get to 4 and 5.
Yeah, those last 2 spots are gonna be.
Oh man, because these are super. Because we've been listening to hip hop forever.
Grew up on it, man.
Making our own music too, as well. So, number 3. Like I said, I've been on my sad boy wave lately, but probably Juice WRLD. He's just, and you have to think on top of the fact that his discography is huge for how young he was. He busted his ass.
How old was he?
I think 21 when he died.
Was he? Yeah. I don't know why people were trying to tell me he was 30 something.
No. No, absolutely not. He was 21 when he died.
Okay. Well, damn.
We can look it up, honestly.
Yeah, I forgot you got Mozilla or some shit like that.
Because, the thing is he should have just taken, I don't understand why he had all of those pills on him. Because...
So, yeah, you're probably right. It was a few years ago.
Yeah. As a rapper who makes millions of dollars, you need a fall man. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't understand why he was holding down what he was holding down.
Personal use, perhaps. I know he was, struggling, man.
You saw, I don't know if you saw it, but because Bibby signed him and the Kid Leroy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Bibby went on Vlad, and they were talking about Juice WRLD, and Bibby started crying.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were just about to take him to treatment. He was ready to go, and then sadly, what happened. They probably weren't legitimate Oxycontins. They were probably those bullshit pressed ones, and just popped like 30 of them.
Damn.
Had a seizure in the middle of the airport and died. You know,
It's a shame.
that's one of the reasons I'm so big on recovery. You know what I mean? I don't want any of my friends to end up like that, especially the ones that have like the talent like that.
It's definitely sad for a young, talented person. Sad way for them to go.
Like, I wasn't ready for that. Because, like I said, I looked at him as like a kid on the come up, you know what I mean?
Right.
And he made incredible music only being so young, you know what I mean? Like, he was so young when he was making his music and just pumping out songs daily, like boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna give you enough time to think.
No, I had to fight the urge to say when you said he made incredible music. Remember that Max B interview?
Oh yeah, I make incredible music. I make the melodies. I'm the one that writes the hooks. They just do it, dancing in the puddles with Freaky Zeke.
Man, what's going on with that guy anyway?
Allegedly, he's supposed to be released on work release in December.
Really?
I'm not sure if that's actually true, but that's what several articles I've read have said, is that he's due for a release. He got a bunch of years shaved off. And that's honestly because of French Montana, and French never left him. Like,
No, that's cool.
I mean, you could just leave somebody and
No, that's a fact.
just leave them in the pen and they're not going to do nothing. But French was fighting for this dude the whole time, paying for appellate lawyers, paying for everything.
That's what's up.
Dude was living like a king in prison, so,
Damn.
you know, it shows you who really got your back,
No, that's a fact.
you know.
A lot of people just cut and run, you know?
That's a super fact. I mean, I've been there, sitting alone in the box. That was not a good time. Not a good time at all. But then there's, I mean, the Wave could make my list. I'm gonna put that one right here in case.
Keep it in the back pocket.
Yeah, that's a
He's
fact.
definitely up there. I'm probably going to go with Doom, man.
Oh yeah, I have no arguments for that one. I have no arguments, no, literally. So there was a study done where they took, it was like through a computer program, and they took all the rappers' like song lists or discographies, and they checked each individual word. So if, say you said the word like, that's one individual word, and then they wouldn't use it again if you said like again. And the graph was crazy, and there were only a few people that stood out. Lupe Fiasco stood out, and honestly, it was really surprising. Drake stood out, and then MF Doom was like
Way over there.
way in left field. Like, he used more individual words than any rapper in the history of the game.
This shit's crazy.
And that's proven through science. Like, they literally did a study on that.
That's pretty wild. Who did it?
I'm not sure. We could probably find the article in here.
Hey, what internet am I using? There we go.
Just type in rappers, individual words, probably. Yeah, rappers, the
Unique word
words.
chart?
Yep.
Or
Yeah, the chart. Yeah, look at that thing.
oh, this is pretty dope. Let's pull up a full size image.
Bro. Like here's like the lower end, and then look at the higher end. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Can I zoom in any more than that?
Not sure.
Oh, that's alright.
Well, like you see like Wu-Tang's up there. Just so many people that you like. All the individual word rappers, like people who were actually like not. Just because you're not educated doesn't mean you're not incredibly intelligent, because obviously some of these people didn't even go to high school, but you know, the words they know and how to string them together is absolutely insane.
They got my man DMX on the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
Probably because he did all that damn barking.
Yeah, that's that's a fact. But no, they did a lot. Like they've done a lot of studies on these.
Is that Aesop at the top?
Probably.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen this before. This is actually pretty cool.
Yeah. Dude, cause you know I'm a linguist. Like I love different words. I love all of that. So this is actually a really cool chart. It's a really cool study.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to look at it in my own time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you guys want to look at it, check it out on your own time too. But it just gives you like an insight into who is actually using individual words and who just says the same thing over and over again.
Hey, there's a lot of that.
Yeah, there's a ton of that. I mean, how many times that kid say "I" at the Ithaca one?
You definitely find it more so with the younger people, the people who are just starting out, the aspiring people.
It's a fact. It takes I figure it takes probably 10 to 15 years sometimes for people to develop their actual vocabulary with their sound and with their craft. Because there's just that's a lot to put together all in one.
No, that's a fact.
But yeah, we can go back into the list if you want. All right, so it's my turn. Number 4. Took the one I was gonna put at 4.
You strike me as a G-Eazy kind of guy. No?
Absolutely not.
No G-Eazy?
Absolutely not. No.
What's that other dude?
Isn't he the one? Didn't he? What's the female rapper's name that he cheated on from Australia? He cheated on her.
Iggy Azalea?
Yeah, no. Well, that's not him. He wasn't with her? I thought he was. That's my bad. But I guess my 4th would probably be my brother and my partner is also in this is Cavelli.
Okay.
You know, he's local to Binghamton. Just type in Cavelli Cartel on YouTube if you ever want to hear some fire. That's my boy. The studio where he records is right behind us. So that's where the magic happens.
The magic.
Yeah, that's a fact.
How many songs does he have out now?
out, or like he has so many like in hard drives that he just hasn't released. But when you talk about like what he has released, I mean, he just released excuse me. He just released the one on Chai's and Dougie's show.
Okay.
Which was that was a crazy freestyle. But I mean, remember Odas, right?
Yeah.
That he was sitting on that for almost 2 years.
Shit.
So he doesn't put them out unless like he thinks they're absolutely perfect. So that's his discography's not the biggest, but dude's a monster.
No, I can respect that. You know, you want to make sure that you're putting out the best thing you can put out. Some people will just throw anything out there, and that's, you know, everybody's way of doing things is different. But some people don't want some stuff that they you know, don't think is as hot as it should be out. Or
Exactly. Like he wants to like more like Griselda is like a huge influence. Like 38 Special and Benny the Butcher, all of them are like huge influences to him. I'm pretty sure when he was in prison, he shared a cell block with Benny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were in Elmira together. All right, so we got the big number 5.
This is gonna be the tough one. I mean, they were all kind of tough.
Oh yeah, that's a fact. There's no way to make it easy.
No, there really isn't.
Especially when it's only 5
I'm thinking.
and it's personal taste.
No, yeah, that's a fact. If this was an objective list, it would be a lot easier.
Oh yeah, we'll do that after the commercial break.
Damn, number 5. I think, who do I really... See, I want to put certain people on there, but I don't want to put them on there because they're, like, known. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, on, like, everybody's top 5, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, hey, if they're in your top 5, they're in your top 5.
Guru from Gangstar.
That's a really good one.
I'm sure I'm going to regret that in a little bit when I have more on my mind and be like, oh, I could have picked him, but...
And actually, you just reminded me of who I'm going to put for my last ones.
What was that?
Sounded like a ghost.
I know, right?
So, you reminded me. Mine's going to be, I'm going to put a group down, actually, and it's going to be Black Star.
Okay.
With Mos Def and Talib Kweli. Because I just so fire.
Individually, they're both really great rappers, but together, they be making some shit.
Oh, yeah. Like, I mean, the Black Star album came out in, like, the year 2000. And I still bump that.
It's timeless music.
Yeah, that's a fact. It's super timeless.
A lot of people, I don't say a lot of people can make music, because a lot of people think they can make music but can't make music. I digress. It's hard to make a record still relevant and still actually sound good 5, 10, even 20 years down the road. And it's pretty cool that some people have the ability to actually know how to do that.
Oh, yeah. Especially Mos Def, too. Like, I love Mos Def.
He's definitely one of them.
I mean, he's a great actor. He's great at everything, like...
A very talented individual.
But you want to add something to the list, you can do a honorable mention. We got time for an honorable mention.
Honorable mention?
Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank right now, but I'm sure there's definitely somebody that I wouldn't mind on there. Anybody for you?
Oh yeah, for me, I mean personally, I've always enjoyed Drake. I've enjoyed Drake since you guys made fun of me about it.
Yeah, I wasn't a big Drake fan back in the day.
Yeah, but Drake, just because of like the units he's moved, I don't necessarily like some of his like R&B ish music, but it's starting to grow on me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
What would
Drake is definitely one of them. He used to be in my top 3. That and also Gucci Mane. I mean, I have him tattooed on my thigh.
Nah.
Riding a tricycle.
Do you think that the new Gucci is the real Gucci?
Oh yeah, he just lost a bunch of weight when he was in the feds. You know, that'll happen. Like he had a chunky face, and then he got veneers, so the veneers are gonna make it stick out more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
On top of the fact that he used to have a chunky face, and now he doesn't. So, you know,
Apparently, if
it's gonna happen like that.
If you get healthier teeth and you lose weight, people think you're a clone or not really.
Nah, because I mean, he still raps the same way. And you can't teach that. You know what I mean?
You really can't. That's one of those things that you can practice it until the cows come home. You either got it or you don't.
Nah.
It's a lot more than just knowing words.
Exactly. Like the way that, like, nobody raps the way he raps either. Like,
He's definitely got his own style.
that's a fact. You got any for the list?
Not an older rapper. I guess he's not necessarily newer either. But Moneybagg Yo,
Oh yeah.
I fuck with his stuff.
He is fire. He's super fire. I'm surprised he didn't end up in the top 5. I remember the first time you pulled up to my house rocking Moneybagg Yo, and I was like, wait, he listens to this?
Oh yeah.
I was shocked,
It's
honestly.
It's definitely different, especially from the stuff that I would listen to years ago. But
Oh, 100%.
I fuck with it though.
It used to just be about like the boom bap and like the
old school
like
hip-hop.
the super 90s,
Man, no, it's a fact.
like early 90s too.
It took me a while to appreciate the newer style of hip hop. It's like when I was having this conversation with this producer, and we were talking about the music that we do and don't like, and I was telling him I really don't like country music, and he put me onto a few songs, and I was like, wow, this is country? And
I still don't think I could, other than like, nah, I just don't like modern pop country. I don't think I could do it. No matter how much you shove down my throat, it's not happening.
see, and what I was shown, I wouldn't even like, it didn't even sound like the country that you would like imagine. It sounded like more bluesy than anything.
Oh, see that I could listen to. I love a little bit of twang.
It was surprisingly delightful.
All right, so we gotta take a break right now.
Sounds good.
All right, so we're back, and we've decided to make another list. What this one is gonna be is pretty much a Mount Rushmore of like the greatest of all time, who not just based on our opinion, based on several people's opinions, and based on everybody online's opinions. So, here we go. Who would you put first? I mean, it's got to be Biggie or Pac. Obviously, are going to be on that for number 1 or number 2.
I mean, they could be. I mean, they're both were very influential to hip hop. Reigns were pretty short, could have been longer.
Oh, yeah. And this doesn't have to be like a ranking. Like I said, Mount Rushmore, they don't rank the faces. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I definitely wasn't going into it with number 1 as the superior. I think that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I feel like they definitely, I mean, whenever you hear people talking about lists, they're always making the lists usually. So, does it have to be an either or?
No.
I think they're both pretty influential to hip hop music as a whole. Biggie for sure. Tupac definitely. I mean, it all depends on who you ask, really, I guess.
You know the ironic part about Tupac dissing the East Coast is that he was born and like bred in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And he got a scholarship to go to art school and everything. Yeah, that's a little known fact about Pac.
That's pretty cool.
But clearly, the scholarship dude saw a lot of potential. You know.
Rightfully so.
So, all right, we'll go with Tupac and Biggie on the first 2. I mean, who else do you constantly hear about?
In these types of discussions?
Yes.
Wayne.
Oh, yeah, Lil Wayne is crazy. From like, God. There's literally Lil Wayne songs that I didn't learn from listening to them. I learned them from walking around Binghamton High School and hearing people rap them.
That's funny.
Like, I never once listened to Upgrade You before I already knew the song.
Right.
Because so many people would just walk around rapping his music all the time. So
that just goes to show. On top of that, there are a lot of rappers out now who are doing well for themselves. I guess you could say they're a little bit newer, but I don't think they would be who they are if there wasn't a Wayne. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, the Drake and Nicki Minaj
For sure.
constantly thank Wayne for their careers. You know what I mean? Like, he's one of the dudes who figured out the formula and then gave it away. So I think that adds to it as well. Now, I low-key want to put Lauryn Hill on this, but she sings a lot, when she spits, she can rap. She, I think, is the best female rapper of all time, in my opinion.
That's definitely saying something.
In my humble opinion, she is the best female rapper of all time. She doesn't have to make the list, but
She can if you want.
I mean, throw it on there. There's a Y somewhere in there.
Yeah, how do you spell her name?
Lauryn, I believe. Yes, That is correct.
That looks better.
That's correct. And plus, I mean, seeing her live, she puts on a crazy show. She sounds exactly like she does in the studio.
Oh, you've seen her live?
Yeah.
Sounds like a cool show.
Yeah. Right after we saw Atmosphere and Freddie Gibbs. Freddie Gibbs was super drunk because it was his birthday.
Yeah.
Dude was falling all over the stage. It It wasn't a good hip hop show. It was just like a good show of watching a different human enjoy themselves.
Yeah, it's funny.
You know what I mean?
Human show.
Yeah, exactly.
Some 5-star people watching.
Dude, it was great. He just literally, he had a bottle and a blunt with him and just going hammer.
Double fisting.
Going absolutely hammer.
Where was this at?
Bonnaroo.
Okay.
Yeah. That was 2014.
Okay.
I actually went to go see that show with Josh. That was a sick show. R.I.P. to my man Josh.
That's a fact.
Yeah, you already know. But I mean, people's lists.
I mean, we can look for references.
I mean, there'd be Jay-Z.
I'd say that he's definitely probably on there.
Jay-Z is probably definitely on a lot of people's lists. Some people say he's the best rapper alive and the best rapper of all time. That's not necessarily my opinion, but he's up there.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong. He's very up there.
For sure.
But I don't think he's like the best rapper alive.
I mean, it's a pretty big title.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
And then you gotta think, what qualifies somebody to be the best rapper of all time?
Yeah.
Or the best rapper alive, even.
Yeah. And as much as I hate to say it, because I feel like his music has gotten corny in the last, God. All right, so we're back after some technical difficulties. So I just feel like Eminem has he's basically battle rapping no one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Battle rapping himself.
But battle rap has some of the best bars there are.
Oh, for sure. Some of the best punchlines, best jokes.
That's a fact. So it's but he can do that to a beat.
No, that's a fact.
Which is incredibly difficult.
No, not many people can, and make it sound good.
No, not at all. You end up with Tech Nines at that point.
Hey, there's some people out there that love tech.
Yeah, they'd be pretty upset with my comment about that. But
hey, everybody's got their own taste, man.
It is what it is, yeah.
I can't say that I'm a big Tech 9 fan either.
No.
I remember back in the day, somebody tried to put me on this record called Worldwide Choppers, and it was him and a bunch of other people who rap fast.
It was probably Jacob Cosmer. Good Lord.
But yeah, unless they're saying something cool, I've never been into the super fast,
No.
extra unnecessary fitting. Seven
yeah.
syllables in a second.
To the point where you can not understand what they're saying.
It's like, what am I listening to?
The only one, there's another one that I like that does that is Busta Rhymes, but I don't think he's good enough or big enough to make that list. You know what I mean?
He didn't make Billboard's top 10 list.
Yeah.
But apparently Nicki Minaj did.
Oh nah.
Yeah, that's hot.
That's why I don't listen to Billboard. That's why I pay no attention to Billboard.
Definitely seems like a reputable article.
Billboard putting Nicki Minaj in their top 10. I guess because there's a lack of female rappers that they wanted to do that.
They could have picked. There's a bunch of more people though. They probably could have picked.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm 100% down with putting Kendrick Lamar down. I think he's honestly the modern Tupac.
He's definitely great.
He's super, and he knows how to hold a crowd. Having seen him live, I'll tell you, he really knows how to hold a crowd.
Yeah, Kendrick is definitely up there.
J. Cole, I used to love J. Cole back in the day. And then there was a period where I didn't like him for a long time.
How come?
It was, to me, it was like an entrance level to conscious rap. It was like the common man's conscious rap. But now, he's been putting out fire. Every verse that he's been putting out has been straight fire.
See, for me, it was when he first came out, I wasn't like a big fan. And then when he started like growing his hair out and doing music that was less what you hear on the radio and shit like that, started vibing with him a little bit.
Yeah. When I lived in Albany, honestly, that was one of the first shows that I ever saw. You know what I mean?
Where?
Like, yeah, I saw him in at the Washington Armory, which is like a small, way smaller venue. Like, he'd have to be at the Pepsi Center now, and they'd have to open everything up, for, like, all the different levels and everything for him now. But his album had just gone number one, like, that week.
Damn.
His debut album.
That's crazy.
So, I found a beer on the floor, a sealed beer on the floor as an 18-year-old, so I was hyped. That was a really fun show. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't know that I would put him on that Mount Rushmore. I don't really know.
J. Cole's great, but I also agree with that sentiment. But this is also, this isn't just our opinion.
That's true. A lot of people would put him up there.
Yeah, but there's also a lot of people that wouldn't, though.
Exactly. That's my thing is.
He seems to have made the list for top 10 rappers of 2022.
Yeah. I think Snoop would be a good addition.
I like some of his stuff, but then there are other songs that I'm like,
I mean, think about like early 90s Snoop and mid 90s Snoop.
Definitely some good stuff.
And he's done so much that, I saw this meme the other day that he's done everything in life, so now he's just doing side missions.
Yeah, that's funny.
And like you just see him in everything, acting, like doing everything.
He gets his feet wet, man.
Yeah, definitely not scared. That has me dying. He's doing side missions.
I feel like everyone should strive to, try out whatever they want to try in life.
Oh, yeah, I mean, look at Jamie Foxx. He's a comedian, a singer. He can rap. He can act. Like, he does so many different things.
Multi-talented.
Incredibly. Low-key. No, I don't want to say it. I don't want to be embarrassed by what I was about to just say.
No, what were you going to say?
I was going to include, like, Odd Future as a group just because of how much they influenced a whole generation.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, when we were, like, 16, 18 years old, that was the wave. Like, there was nobody else doing it like them.
No, not at all.
So I feel like they influenced an entire generation. Like, it just worked for some reason, even though some of their raps were a little questionable. I mean, especially when they'd bring in like Jasper or somebody like that. But that was just for jokes. You know what I mean? Completely for jokes. I'm just trying to think of some good Brooklyn rappers, too. I mean, what would you think?
trying to pick somebody influential, but not super old. Not that, I mean...
Trust me, no, that's fair. That's super fair.
I feel like Rakim probably paved the... Well,
Definitely put Rakim up there.
Definitely paved the way for some people.
Definitely put Rakim up there. He's straight incredible. You know what I mean?
He was rapping in a way that people weren't doing it back then.
No, not at all. And there's a ton of people today that would tell you Rakim was their biggest influence.
No, it's a fact.
That's one of the things that I'm looking for we're looking for in this list is like how influential they were. You know what I mean?
No, it's a fact.
Because, as much as, like I said, Eminem's gone corny, but he literally introduced white people to hip-hop. He did.
That's true.
Some people are upset about that. Some people, they can have their opinion, but my first ever hip-hop CD was the Eminem Show when I was 9 years old. Big mistake by my mother, but yeah.
Running around the house repeating those lyrics.
Oh, yeah. Nah, she was not happy with the vocabulary coming out of my mouth.
I can only imagine that was back when he was still saying some shit.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. Before cancel culture was a thing, that was like... that's still one of my favorite CDs, honestly. I don't listen to it in CD format anymore.
Right.
I don't think really many people do. My car has a CD player, but I mostly just use the aux cord.
I guess for the first time in years, vinyls actually outsold CDs.
Really?
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. They have these like pressed ones that are like limited edition colors, and they're only at Walmart or only at Target. And some of them are like cool, like iridescent blue, or like they're just crazy colors too on top of that.
Sounds pretty dope.
Oh yeah. I bought Derek one of them. I don't remember what it was. I'll figure it out. I'll call him tonight and be like, yo, which vinyl did I get you that was a limited color edition?
I'm sure he would know.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Let's see.
What about Outkast?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Instead of including them individually,
Yeah.
throw the group in there.
And then I'd also say Wu-Tang.
Oh, for sure.
Like 100% Wu-Tang. Because, it's Wu-Tang. Like there's so many individually talented people that came together and made a group when they all could have probably made it by themselves. But they literally just came together and made it that much better. You know what I mean?
No, that's a fact. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and this guy from New York was saying that Wu-Tang wasn't as influential as people claim that they were, and that he thinks they're overrated.
That's an ignorant opinion in my books. Like,
hey man, people got them.
Yeah, I think honestly he just hasn't listened to enough hip hop, whoever that person is.
I believe he was an avid hip hop fan.
Really?
No.
Well, he's listening to the wrong hip hop then. Probably listening to I like some Lil Yachty songs, but I'm not just gonna be like, yo, throw on that Lil Yachty. Seems like he might be one of those.
Throw on that Lil Yachty.
Yeah. I've never heard anybody say that a day in my life. Throw on that Lil Yachty.
I can't say that I have either.
Nah. Except for when we used to get really drunk at Dan's house.
Nah.
And we'd play that Broccoli song.
Sounds like a good time for.
Oh yeah, I mean he made his own genre. It's called bubblegum trap.
Bubblegum trap.
I have one that I want to say, but a bunch of people would disagree. Is also Chief Keef, and it's just because the way he was so experimental with his hip hop that he influenced so many different sounds to come out of hip hop. Does that make sense? Like he was just a super experimental. If you listen to all of his music,
I was say, is there any record in particular that you could name that has that type of?
God. Well, I mean, he really, for a fact, pretty much started drill music in and of itself. But like just his playing with auto-tune as a rapper, like before him, you didn't really hear a lot of that. You know what I mean? Just his sound in general. Like you could play like 4 Chief Keef tracks back to back and it would sound like a completely different rapper. It's the same with Young Thug. That's one of the reasons I like Thug so much. Free Thugger, by the way.
You could definitely probably say Chief Keef makes some sort of list.
Yeah, but probably not this one.
I mean, you can't deny that he definitely was influential and, not necessarily putting Chicago on.
I mean, yeah, the whole Chicago scene is based off of his music.
Like before him, there's definitely some people from there, but not like him.
Yeah, no, it was like Kanye, Common,
yeah.
people like that.
Which they're great.
Oh yeah, 100%. Actually, probably throw Common on there. I would throw Common on there.
He's definitely said some things.
Oh yeah, and I mean, most of his albums were executively produced by Kanye.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
If I didn't want to get canceled, I'd say I'd put Kanye on there too. Just because Kanye he's really never missed. You know what I mean? Like every album he's put out. God, even his religious music had got me bumping, you know what I mean? And I'm not really a religious person.
He's definitely got hits, and he's got some songs that I'm like, oh, he said some shit. But there are definitely times where I felt that Kanye wasn't a very strong rapper.
Yeah, that's because he spent so long making beats. Yeah. Like Jay-Z didn't even want him to pick up the mic.
Neither did Dame Dash, apparently.
Yeah, no. Neither of them did.
Just keep making those beats, kid.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to hold him down and put him on a shelf. And ironically, he ended up doing the same thing to a designer to get the panda.
That's funny.
Yeah, he literally signed him to Good Music and then put him on the shelf.
Why do people do that?
I don't because they want something. They're grimy. They're not in a great headspace. I mean, it's like, yeah, I want to collab with you, but then you collab with them on one song and that's it, and then you shelf them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then once you shelf them, there's no way they're making that advance back. If you gave them one.
Right.
Like, if you even gave them one. Because, I mean, God. Maybe Chingy.
I like the way you do that right there, guy.
Yeah. I'm playing. Yo. Chingy would be, he's probably doing shows for like $50 right now.
If he's on the list, I gotta say we gotta put Jaquan on there too.
Jaquan could actually rap though. It wasn't, Chingy was just like, I don't even know what to call it. awful.
Yeah. He made I don't want to say poppy hip hop, but
Yeah, my sister used to listen to that. I was trapped in a chingy house with my older sister.
in that web of chingy.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know, that just reminded me of someone who exists but people forgot about. Chameleon.
Oh yeah. Well, that's because he quit hip hop basically and just went straight into business. Now he's a venture capitalist and like what do they call them? An angel investor.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah, like he'll find a company that like nobody wants to invest in. He'll be like, I'll throw $2 million in that. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
Yeah. So he's been doing that. God, he was one of the first out of Houston that made it big with Paul Wall. And I mean, obviously Bun B, you know what I mean? Made it with like, I mean, you can't even make music that's valid in Houston without getting clearance from the family, which is Bun B's family. Like,
is Slim Thug from Houston?
I think so. Honestly, I believe so. Don't quote me on it.
Not that I've ever been anywhere and had people, yo, throw on the Slim Thug.
Well, and I mean, it's crazy in different places, like in other places, people will be like, yo, throw this dude on, and it's a local rapper, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
especially down south, like
Yep,
in the Carolinas, where he's from Houston.
Yep.
Figured. Lupe Fiasco made a whole song about him.
Did
Yeah. Hip Hop Saved My Life is about him.
he? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. I never would have
Reps
thought that.
North Side, so he rocks them braids. 1,100 friends on his MySpace page.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's about Slim Thug.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because, I mean, he came from nothing. You know what I mean? Absolutely nothing.
Lupe or Slim Thug?
Slim Thug. I'm pretty sure Lupe came from nothing, too. It used to, like, they had, like, a neighborhood watch that would keep the drug dealers from staying out in front of his apartment and everything. Like, he's talked about that in interviews. He's talked about that in some songs, too, honestly.
Shit, neighborhood watch looking out for the kids.
Yeah, that's a fact. Because, I mean, Chicago's been Chicago for years.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, that's one of the reasons, I mean, God, there's places in New York City that are so gentrified, that's so different from even like 7 to 8 years ago. It's like, it's crazy. I mean, they're just trying to get certain people out and have other people come in, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to redline the damn place, which is absolutely disgusting. I mean, Bed-Stuy used to be crazy, and now it's just a bunch of white hipsters, you know, playing their guitars in the park.
Drinking their Starbucks.
Yeah, no, that's not what it used to be. I'm pretty sure that's where, isn't Biggie from Bed-Stuy?
He might be. We can look it up. I know he's from Brooklyn.
Pretty sure he's from Bed-Stuy. And it's crazy that so much is talked about with like Stuyvesant because he owned a ton of slaves, stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah. So like glorifying that with the street name and the neighborhood name, like come on. That's why I think we should change a bunch of our school names, like Thomas Jefferson and shit like that. Like, these were people who held slaves, and now we're trying to teach that slavery is wrong, and we're trying to teach equality. And how are you going to do that in a building named after somebody who owned the most slaves of any founding father? You know what I mean?
It's kind of ass backwards.
Yeah, incredibly ass backwards. Like, makes zero sense to me.
If they ever decided that they want to amend the history books and take down statues and not do that type of stuff, and it's probably going to happen. I mean, it's already happened.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, like Harriet Tubman on some of the 20s. Well, that was supposed to be a thing. I think Trump stopped that.
I was going to say, that didn't end up happening.
Yeah, I don't know if that ended up actually happening. I'm pretty sure Trump stopped that.
Oh, I would remember if I would have seen a Tubman 20.
Oh, yeah, that'd be dope. That'd be dope. Instead, you have Andrew Jackson, who literally, he didn't directly murder millions of Native Americans, but he created the Trail of Tears where they had to move out west, basically just walking with their belongings.
Man.
So, yeah, no. I don't think they should be on currencies. I don't think they should be the names of schools. I mean, I went to Calvin Coolidge. Calvin Coolidge was not... He was kind of just like a president that just chilled, you know?
Kicking it.
Yeah, like, I'm going to enjoy my office here. I'm just going to do nothing.
Keeping it lax.
Oh, yeah. But, like, going to a place like Ben Franklin and especially like Woodrow Wilson, like, killed so many people and just did so many dirty, grimy things that you don't hear about in the history books.
There's a lot of that.
And I mean, it's a whitewashed history. 100% it is. Like, that's why I'm cool with them taking down Confederate statues and Confederate flags and all that, but God, now you hear like country hip hop and stuff like that, and it's like, how does that even work?
Trash.
Like, it's super trash, but at the same time, like, hip hop. I mean, don't get me wrong, music is supposed to be an expression of yourself, but at the same time, hip hop is, like, culturally, it's something from African Americans. It's not something from rural white trash people. And who knows, might get cancels for that comment. I don't really care. But it's true. It's not like, that's like the highest form of gentrification. It's like taking a cultural gem and then just turning it into absolute garbage.
Well, you know, people love to do that.
Oh, yeah. That's what I've seen. So who do we have on the list?
Biggie was from Bedside, by the way. So we got Tupac, Biggie, Wayne, Lauryn Hill, Jay-Z, Eminem, Kendrick, Rakim, Outkast as a unit, Wu-Tang as a unit, and Common.
And then Common. Honestly, to me, that seems like a relevant and a decent Mount Rushmore plus more.
Mount Rushmore plus more. See, that's what we should call it.
That's a bar, yeah.
Excuse me. But yeah, that's 10. Actually, technically, it's more than 10 if you want to count the people in the groups, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I think that came out good. And if you guys have anything to add to it, feel free to comment. You know, like the video, comment who you think should be on the Mount Rushmore. Comment on who you think had the better list of their personal favorite top 10, you know?
And even add in your top.
Yeah, definitely throw that in, because we're curious to hear that. We're always curious to hear people's opinions on hip-hop. It's honestly one of my favorite debates to have with people is who's super fire on hip-hop.
It can be a tricky debate sometimes.
Oh, super tricky. And I mean, as someone who's white passing, even though my dad's Hispanic, like, I have to walk a thin line. You know what I mean? So.
In a sense, because everybody should be welcomed, but everybody is not welcomed.
Yeah.
Does that make
Exactly.
sense?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, the kids from Elmira were pretty dope, but we're going to have them on. Or the kids from Trumansburg.
Oh, yeah.
That you said he's been messaging me asking to come on, so
That would be dope.
probably sometime next week we'll have them on as guests.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's going to be dope. But, all right, you guys. So, like I said, feel free to add to our lists, subtract from our list, and, you know, stay in recovery, whatever that means to you. We love you guys. We love the engagement. So, you guys have a good night.
Peace.
Peace.